How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into 14P Fantasy. I am your host, Justin Wright. Today, we are talking 5 moves to make for Week 15, for Week 1 of the fantasy playoffs here. Hopefully, at least. That's how your league should be set up. But, we got some running backs to add, some receivers, some guys to cut, some people to move on from. It's a weird week. Everybody's on the COVID list. There's a bunch of crap going on. Naturally, as we hit the playoffs, why not? Before we get into it, though, remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, comment questions, all that kind of stuff as you get ready to set your lineups here. Also, follow us over on Twitter at 14P_fantasy. You can catch me over on Twitter at Justin_14P. All right, let's get into it. We got 5 moves for you. Number 1, add Rashaad Penny. The first-round draft pick, Rashaad Penny. He did it 4 years later, or whatever, however long it's been. It's been too many damn years. Rashaad Penny, 2 touchdowns, over 150 yards, just looked spectacular. Again, it's Houston, so everybody looks great. But this offense looked to be, the Seahawks offense. Russell Wilson looked a lot better than he has the last couple of weeks. And honestly, having a running back that could carry the load absolutely helped. Now, as I'm recording this, I know a report came out with Pete Carroll and some coach talk, and of course, basically saying it's going to be a rotation, but Penny has earned the right to continue to start. Okay, great. I hope so. Rashaad Penny right now needs to be added. With running backs dropping like flies on the COVID list, on the injury list, everything, he has to be scooped up. He's owned in under 30% of leagues right now, and that's, this late in the season on what should be a high-powered offense each week. Again, it hasn't been, but it should be. Rashaad Penny is a great add, potentially a high-end flex, maybe even an RB2 if he holds on to this job and maintains it. So if he's out there in your league, and he most likely is, go and scoop Rashaad Penny up. Number 2, and this is a holdover from last week, he's still under 50% owned, add KJ Osborn. Again, he was saved by the late touchdown, but Kirk Cousins was off. He was just off last week, and the targets were there, and that's literally all I care about. At this point, if he sees 6+ targets, KJ Osborn's going to break 14 points. He's done it in every game but one this season where he's seen those kind of numbers. He has scored touchdowns, and again, Adam Thielen is out, the touchdown machine for this offense. KJ Osborn is going to continue to be a high-end flex moving forward. So if you're in one of those leagues where, again, under 50%, that he is available, go and scoop him up now. Add KJ Osborn. And on the flip side of this, another holdover from last week, Courtland Sutton, again, put up a monster stat line of 1 catch for 9 yards. And I get game script wasn't in his direction. That's fine. We kind of talked about that last week for why I'm okay to move him, because when are you going to trust playing Courtland Sutton? And this is the same argument as last week. He has not been relevant in, almost 2 months, it seems like. So in the fantasy playoffs, do or die, are you going to play Courtland Sutton at any point ever? If the answer is no, drop him. And then your next question is, well, who do I drop for him, or who do I drop him for? 1, Rashaad Penny. That's an easy one. KJ Osborn, Russell Gage. There are guys out there, Jalen Guyton, if Keenan Allen doesn't come back, or this week, I should say, for week 15. There are just better plays out there that need to be on your roster, and Courtland Sutton just doesn't. In Dynasty, completely different story. Go and watch our Dynasty buy or sell and get the breakdown there. But you're going to keep him in Dynasty. Redraft, move him. He's useless this season. I don't care if he breaks out the next 3 weeks. It doesn't matter. You're not going to trust him. So just cut him. Save yourself the headache. Moving on, cut Dontrell Hilliard. And it was fun. It was fun for a week or two, but Jeremy McNichols is back. Hilliard saw all of his playing time basically plummet. It is Deonta Foreman. It is Jeremy McNichols. Those are the 2 guys there. Are they better than Hilliard? Who really knows? But I don't think it matters because Tennessee doesn't trust him, or at least to play over those 2. So you got to cut him. He was fun. FanDuel had him priced crazy high this weekend, which didn't really make a lot of sense, and we saw why. Just move on from Hilliard. It was a good run. You got to move him. There's really not much to say there. There's no analysis other than he is now the third running back in a bad offense. So move on. And the final piece here, pick up handcuff running backs. With guys dropping, your roster has thinned out. You know who the guys you're comfortable playing are. You can look ahead to schedules and say, okay, 3 weeks, am I going to want to play Rashad Bateman any of the next 3 weeks? Maybe you don't cut him because he just kind of popped off. But those are the questions you now have to ask yourself. If Courtland Sutton's there, drop him for literally any running back at all, except for Dontrell Hilliard. But the guys I'm talking about, add Ronald Jones, add Khalil Herbert, add to Ernest Johnson. There are plenty of running backs out there where if a starter goes down, they potentially have mid-level RB2 value. That is a huge, huge piece of the fantasy playoffs. So it takes skill to make the playoffs. It takes a lot of luck to win. You need to have healthy players. If someone loses a running back and you already own their handcuff, you are one leg up. You potentially have a flex level piece that you can throw into your lineup. So obviously their lineup is now down a starter. So if those guys are out there, scoop them up, drop those, end of bench wide receivers. Maybe you're carrying 2 defenses at this point, which I also think is a great move. Just plan your matchups ahead of time, just in case you do win. And that's what you're doing with the running backs here. You're just in case the worst case scenario happens, you are prepared, you're ready. Scoop up your own handcuffs, scoop up your opponent's handcuffs. Get all the damn handcuffs on your roster at this point in the year. All right, guys, that is all I have for you. 5 quick moves for week 1 of the fantasy playoffs. All right, good luck out there. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us over on Twitter, like the video, drop questions, comments, all that good stuff. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.